Cult favorites and indie horror. Cult horror films and indie horror have gained a dedicated fan base for their unique storytelling, innovative scares, and often low-budget creativity. These movies often push the boundaries of traditional horror by embracing unconventional plots, offbeat characters, and subversive themes, offering a more niche or underground horror experience. For many Halloween enthusiasts, a night of cult and indie horror films is the perfect way to dive into the spookest season. Here's an in-depth look at some of the best cult favorites and indie horror films to enjoy on Halloween night.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show 1975.
Arguably the most famous cult horror film of all time, the Rocky Horror Picture Show blends horror, comedy, musical theater, and camp into one unforgettable experience. It has become a Halloween staple, thanks to its interactive midnight screenings, elaborate costumes, and devoted fan base. Plot: the story follows a young couple, Brad and Janet, who find themselves stranded in a mysterious mansion after their car breaks down. Inside, they encounter the eccentric Dr. Frankenfurter, a mad scientist who is in the process of creating his perfect human specimen Rocky. As the night unfolds, Brad and Janet are pulled into a bizarre world of singing, dancing, and sexual awakening. Cultural significance. What makes the Rocky Horror Picture Show so beloved as a Halloween cult favorite is its vibrant mix of horror and outrageous comedy. Audiences attend screenings dressed as their favorite characters, participating in interactive rituals, such as shouting lines at the screen, dancing the time warp, and throwing props like rice and toast. This communal, participatory aspect of the film has kept it alive in theaters for decades.
The Blair Witch Project 1999.
An indie horror phenomenon, the Blair Witch Project revolutionized the horror genre by popularizing the found footage style of filmmaking. With a budget of only $60,000, the film became one of the most profitable movies of all time, earning nearly $250 million at the box office. Its minimalist style and ambiguous scares have made it a go-to Halloween movie for fans of psychological horror. Plot: the film is presented as found footage of three student filmmakers, Heather, Josh, and Mike, who venture into the Black Hills forest to investigate the legend of the Blair Witch. As they delve deeper into the woods, strange occurrences begin to haunt them, and they quickly realize they are not alone. The film's raw, handheld camera work and absence of a clear antagonist leave much to the imagination, which adds to its eeriness. Cultural significance. The Blair Witch Project became a cultural phenomenon due to its innovative marketing campaign, which presented the film as real found footage, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. The film's success is largely due to its ability to build tension through suggestion, other than explicit scares, making it a prime example of the less is more philosophy in horror.
Donnie Darko 2001.
While not a traditional horror film, Donnie Darko has earned its place as a cult classic due to its eerie atmosphere, time-bending plot, and unsettling imagery. It's a perfect film for Halloween because it blends psychological horror with elements of science fiction and supernatural intrigue. Plot: set in 1988, The film follows Donnie Darko, a troubled teenager who begins having strange visions of a mysterious figure in a creepy rabbit costume named Frank. Frank warns Donnie that the world will end in 28 days, leading Donnie on a surreal journey involving time travel, alternate realities, and dark secrets. The film's dreamlike sequences and disturbing imagery create an unsettling atmosphere, blurring the line between reality and nightmare. Cultural significance. Donnie Darko became a cult classic due to its thought-provoking plot, complex characters, and haunting visuals. It explores themes of mental illness, existentialism, and fate, all set against a backdrop of suburban America. The film's cryptic ending has sparked countless debates and fan theories, solidifying its status as a cult favorite for fans who appreciate psychological horror and mystery.
Hereditary 2018.
Hereditary is an indie horror masterpiece that shocked audiences with its intense emotional depth and shocking scares. Directed by Ari Aster, the film deals with grief, trauma, and family secrets, all while delivering some of the most terrifying and unexpected moments in modern horror. Plot. The film centers on the Graham family as they grapple with the death of the family matriarch, Ellen. Following her funeral, strange occurrences begin to plague the family, particularly Ellen's daughter, Annie. As the mystery unravels, Annie uncovers dark secrets about her family's past and the terrifying supernatural forces at work. The film builds tension slowly, leading to a shocking and disturbing climax. Cultural significance. Hereditary is celebrated for its deep psychological horror and its exploration of family dynamics. It has been praised for its atmospheric dread, unsettling visuals, and the exceptional performances, particularly by Toni Collette, whose portrayal of a grieving mother is both heartbreaking and horrifying. The film's blend of real-life trauma and supernatural horror has earned it a place among modern cult horror films.
The Babadook 2014.
An indie horror gem, The Babadook is an Australian film that explores the themes of grief, mental illness, and childhood fears, all wrapped in a terrifying and symbolic creature feature. The film has become a cult favorite due to its psychological depth and emotional resonance. Plot. The film follows Amelia, a widowed mother struggling to raise her troubled son, Samuel. Samuel is convinced that a monster called the Babadook is lurking in their home, a belief that intensifies after they find a mysterious pop-up book about the creature. As Amelia's mental state deteriorates, she begins to suspect that the Babadook is real, leading to a chilling confrontation between mother, child, and monster. Cultural significance. The Babadook is celebrated for its metaphorical approach to horror, with the titular creature representing the overwhelming weight of grief and depression. The film's minimalist style, atmospheric tension, and powerful performances have earned it a loyal fan base, particularly among those who appreciate horror that delves into the psychological and emotional struggles of its characters.
Mandy 2018.
Mandy, directed by Panos Cosmatos, is a visually stunning and visceral cult horror film that combines elements of revenge thriller, psychedelic horror, and heavy metal aesthetic. Starring Nicolas Cage, The film has developed a devoted cult following for its over-the-top performances, surreal imagery, and bloody, cathartic violence. Plot: set in the 1980s, Mandy follows Red Miller Cage, whose peaceful life with his girlfriend, Mandy, is shattered when a cult led by the sadistic Jeremiah Sen kidnaps and brutally murders her. Red embarks on a violent revenge quest, descending into a hallucinatory world of blood, fire, and supernatural horror. Cultural significance: Mandy stands out for its bold visual style, featuring neon colors, surreal dream sequences, and a pulsating score by the late composer Johan Johansson. The film has been hailed for its originality and for Cage's unhinged performance, which adds to the film's status as a cult horror favorite. Its blend of revenge, fantasy, and cosmic horror creates an intense, unforgettable experience. In conclusion, cult favorites and indie horror films offer a refreshing alternative to mainstream horror during Halloween, appealing to viewers who appreciate creativity, psychological depth, and unconventional scares. Whether you're drawn to the quirky charm of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the psychological terror of the Babadook, or the mind-bending visuals of Mandy, these films are sure to provide a hauntingly unique viewing experience on Halloween night.